What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. We're not going to waste any time today. I've got an hour. We're going to hop into a leg workout. I'm going to take you through the sets, the reps. I'll do the voiceover of the workout and show you how you can train your legs for both strength and for size. So I just mixed up my pre-workout. Down that, I'm going to go change real quick. Like I said, we're not going to waste any time. We're going to go through the entire workout. If you guys have questions or comments on the workouts, or if you need exercise swaps, let me know down in the comment section below. I'd be happy to help. And if you find anything helpful, make sure to hit that thumbs up button for me. With that said, let's hop into our workout. We're hitting legs today. All right, so starting this leg workout, started off with a barbell Bulgarian split squat. I've been doing these a lot lately. Over time, especially with running a lot, I think I've created slight imbalances between both my legs. So I'm doing a lot of single leg work. I've really been hitting the Bulgarian split squats hard and kind of taking out a lot of back squats just to even out those imbalances over time. What I did was 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. So I started off my first set at 135. You'll see here in a second, I hit 155 for my second set, and then 175 for my last set. This is a great movement. Once the dumbbells start to get heavy to where it becomes a struggle to hold on to those dumbbells, just load the bar up on your back. I love using this leg roller, but if you don't have one of those, you can always use a bench as well. Before we hop into our next exercise, I do want to let you guys know, super excited that we officially have our subscribe and save all set up on our website. So we've been working on getting it all set up. We've had to change some things on the website. So now you can officially subscribe and save 15% on your FitGrind supplements. So both on our whey protein powder and electrolytes, subscribe and you'll save 15%. So if you're interested in checking that out, I will leave the link in the comments in the description below, or head over to fitgrindformula.com after you're done watching the video. Like I said, super excited to finally get that set up. That's been something I've been working on for a while. And then we'll also set up the same thing on our FitGrind greens when we release those in a little over a month. So super excited to announce that. Bulgarian split squats, man, there's really no other more challenging exercise in the gym than the Bulgarian split squat. You see that on my face here in a second. After the Bulgarian split squats, went into a leg press. So kind of 3 more heavy, challenging movements today. This is the second of the 3. With this, my goal was to stay between that 8 to 10 rep range. So making sure I'm keeping it heavy. As far as stance, I went about a little bit outside hip stance with about the stance that I would squat with. And then kind of just kept my toes slightly pointed out. With leg press, try and work as much range of motion as you can on the way down, while 1, keeping your heels on the plate, but then 2, also not letting your lower back round. So I think a lot of times people think that more range of motion is better, which is not necessarily true, especially on a movement like a leg press. So make sure that you are going through full range of motion. This is a very easy exercise to cut out range of motion, but how you're going to know how far to go down is you're going to go as far as you can, keeping your heels down, keeping the lower back into the seat. That's going to take as much pressure off of your lower back as possible. What we want to do is maximize the amount of tension on the legs and minimize the amount of tension on the back. And you can always go with different stances depending on what you're trying to work on. Closer is going to be more quads, wider is going to be inside the legs. The higher we start to go on that platform, you're going to start to work more glutes and hamstrings. So the next thing that I did, I circuited 3 different movements together. So I did a barbell Romanian deadlift, a leg extension, and a single leg donkey calf raise type movement. I just talked about these the other day in my deadlift video. If you're looking to build your deadlift, this is a crucial movement that you need to do. It's a great compound movement. It's going to train your hamstrings and your glutes, but it's also just going to get you more familiar with hinging. So I did sets of 8 to 10, making sure that I was stretching the hamstrings, drive my hips as far as I could back, just keeping that bar nice and close to the legs. And at the top of the rep, push your hips into the bar. That's going to help you engage the glutes, and it's going to carry over into your deadlift as well as creating some strength there. Then I went over to the leg extension machine, I did 3 sets of anywhere from, same thing, 8 to 10 reps, keeping it really heavy. At this point, my quads were smoked, and this was a challenge. I think I did 180 pounds here. I think I got it for all 3 sets of 10 on the leg extension. Then I went over to the squat rack, and I set up a plate, and this is a movement I've been doing a lot lately. Again, just trying to balance out my legs right versus left. It's like a single leg donkey calf raise where you're kind of hinged over and isolating just the calf, and then using that plate to elevate the toe so you can get a little extra range of motion, and then also trying to keep your leg as straight as you can. So what you want to try to avoid is bending in the leg and using your quad. You want to, as much as possible, try and just use the calf. And I predominantly have fairly weak calves, so this is a movement that I've been doing a lot lately and just trying to build strength in my calves. Obviously, running is going to help with that, but building strength is definitely going to help. The last thing that I finished this leg day up with, and I'm sorry, the drone that I use here, it's programmed, we use it a lot for running videos, but it's programmed to keep me in the center of the video, so it's going to be up and down a little bit. I apologize for that. But the last thing that I did was 1 lap around the building of walking lunges. Exactly 10 laps around this building is 1 mile, so this is 1/10 of a mile. This is just a great finisher that you can use. I'm also doing this because I would love to try the Impossible Mile coming up soon. If you don't know what the Impossible Mile is, it is where you do an entire mile, but each lap you do a different movement. So 1 lap you do a burpee broad jump, the next lap you do a bear crawl, the next lap you do a lunge like this, and then the last lap you run. So I'll be coming out with a full YouTube video of that soon, just to document that and give it a shot. You know, I think that's the beauty of training in this hybrid style, where you're mixing strength and conditioning together, is you're able to do both of those movements, and you're able to get both of those things in your training, but it also allows you to go out and just kind of be ready for whatever. You know, I might do a little training leading up to it. It's been a while since I've done some burpee broad jumps, so I'm definitely going to practice that. It's been a while since I've done some bear crawls, just going to practice that. And then obviously practicing the lunges here. Just, you know, it's just fun to challenge yourself in different ways, and that's something I've seen on Instagram and all over social media, and I would love to do it. If you've done it before, let me know down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your experience or your time or any tips or tricks that you have for me. I would love to hear it. At this point, I was cooking pretty good. So at this point, I'm about halfway around the building. That's when it started to set in a little bit. You can see I kind of just kept a really solid pace. As I'm on the back part of the building, this is where my pace starts to slow down a little bit. Yes, it was at the end of a leg workout, but that's kind of the idea, is training these lunges just under complete fatigue and just really pushing past the point of exhaustion here. Like I said, this is something that you wouldn't necessarily want to start your workout off with, but is a really great way that you can end your workouts and end your leg day with. For me, I wouldn't say that it was more... my heart rate definitely was up. Make no mistake about that. It was challenging. But it was more, for me, it was more like the muscular endurance piece. And I think especially on this back half of the building, where I started to feel my legs start to get really heavy, start to get really pumped. Like I said, I'm doing 1/10 of a mile, so roughly that works out to be a little less than 200 meters, I believe. So that would... You know, that's a super challenging distance. You could even spice this up, and as you get better at this, you could add some light weights, or you could add a vest. And I think that a lot of times people think that you have to have all this different equipment to train and build muscle, but this is a great example of, like, if you don't have any equipment and you're low on time, doing something like this, say you're at a kid's sporting event and you're like, I want to get a workout in. They get to we talked about this on the podcast last week. Me and my wife talked about this. You know, if you have kids and they have sports and you have to get to the game an hour before so they can practice, I mean, you have an hour. Yes, you can go run errands, or you could watch them warm up, or you could also just get some movement in, like go for a run. You could do some body weight exercises like push-ups, squats, lunges, even hollow holds, doing some core stuff. Like, really, the sky's the limit. So always think outside the box. Body weight exercises are still a great way to challenge your body. I was going around the corner here, and I think I took this corner a little too sharp, and the drone stopped, so I had to reset it, but picked me back up on the home stretch here. Once I got to this point, I know that, I'm coming around the corner of the building, and then all I had left was just that straightaway. So started to build up a little steam here, but my legs at this point were pumped. I think this was definitely, like I said, also a mental challenge, which I love, to find different ways to challenge myself mentally. Cardiovascular at this point, I was still feeling fine. I think that's just a testament to all the running and conditioning work that we do as hybrid athletes, that it does carry over into our strength training. And I think that, this hybrid training is the perfect blend of strength and conditioning, to where there is carryover between both of these, because as you build stronger legs, that's going to help with your running. It's going to help you be able to get up hills easier. It's going to help you get through those miles easier. It's going to help keep your legs more fresh and build some endurance in your legs. And vice versa, when you're doing really challenging movements and really challenging workouts, say you're doing a workout like this, where you're doing lunges around a building, you're doing heavy Bulgarian split squats and heavy leg presses, you are going to get your heart rate up, and you have to have an efficient cardiovascular system to get your heart rate back down. So there is carryover with your conditioning work and your strength training as well. So I'm a huge believer in this style of training, in this blend of hybrid training of strength and conditioning. I've really seen a lot of awesome progress in both areas of strength and conditioning over the last couple of years training in the style. So coming around the home stretch, at this point, I was just like, don't stop, keep going, keep going. My legs were trashed at this point. But if you're looking for a new leg finisher, give this one a shot. It's definitely challenging.
All right, so just wrapped up lunges around the building. That is exactly 1/10 of a mile. So 10 laps around the building would be exactly a mile. That would be a really crappy way to run a mile. I've done it before. It's a lot of left turns. So as far as that, I would love to try the impossible mile sometime coming soon. Cardiovascularly, yeah, I'm breathing, but it wasn't too bad. That's just a testament to all of the aerobic work that we do. But as far as muscular endurance wise, that was challenging. I was cooking the first half, and then I started to fatigue on the back half of the building. And then once I rounded the corner, I was able to kind of finish strong because there was just that straightaway in front of the building. But overall, something good to do that is a great finisher that you can add, that is not just a physical challenge, it's also a mental challenge too. That's one of the aspects I love about the gym, is coming in and not only challenging yourself physically, but also challenging ourselves mentally, and just seeing how much we can take. And I think that's a good testament to life, because, over the last 3-4 years, there's been so many times in my life where things get tough, and you just have to keep pushing through it. You have to keep taking it one day at a time, and you have to just keep taking the punches and rolling with it. So I love that. That's a good challenge. Like I said, stay on the lookout. I'm gonna be doing the Impossible Mile. I'll do a full video. Just document that on my YouTube coming soon. So I have a little gap in my schedule. I'm gonna head home. I have a wife, I have 3 boys, especially with these long training days where my first training session was at 5 a.m. And then I have 2 more this afternoon at 4:30 and 5:30. If I can, I'll try and split it a little bit in the day, head home. I only live like a mile away from our gym. Just an easy way that I can go see my family, especially if I'm gone for like 13 or 14 hours throughout the day. So I'm gonna head home. I'll show you what to eat next, and I'll see you guys in the next clip.
All right, so I'm going to wrap up the video here, guys. I hope you enjoyed this leg workout. Give this one a shot. If you have any questions, comments, let me know down in the comment section below. Or if you need any substitutes for certain exercises because maybe you don't have certain pieces of equipment, let me know. I'd be happy to help out any way that I can. Like I said, if you're interested in supporting the brand, and setting up a subscribe and save, you can save 15% on your FitGrind supplements at fitgrindformula.com. Leave the link in the comments and description below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll leave a couple of videos on the screen here next in case you missed these from earlier this week and last week. Make sure to go check these out next, and I'll see you guys in the next one.